Do you like relaxing? Do you like scrolling through social media or watching TV? What if I told you there was a way that you could both relax and keep your dopamine levels where they should be at the same time? The answer is in fantasy and fiction audiobooks. What is up, YouTube? For those of you who are new here, my name is Aidan Helfant. I am an upcoming freshman Cornell University student who makes videos on all sorts of things. Today we are going to be starting a new series on the channel. We shall be embarking on a quest to find the best fantasy and fiction audiobooks of our generation. Now I know exactly what you're thinking. But Aidan, why do you like reading or listening to audiobooks so much? Well, oh boy. For the first part of this video, we will discuss why reading and listening to audiobooks is, in my opinion, one of the best ways to relax and unwind other than social interaction. Then we'll move on to the book series that I believe you can give a try to start your own reading journey or continue along with one you've already started. When most people think of relaxing activities, they think of watching TV, scrolling through social media, or gaming. Of course, I like to do these things every now and then, but for the most part, I try and stick to reading and audiobooks. There are a couple key reasons why this option is, in my opinion, superior to sticking only to the aforementioned relaxation techniques. The first thing is it doesn't mess with your dopamine levels. The problem with so many relaxation techniques today is that they are much too visually stimulating and colorful. This means when we stick to these things for relaxation, the rest of life becomes boring and uninteresting in comparison. I myself have watched this terrifying thing happen. Anytime I was off of the computer, all I could think about was when I would be back to playing League of Legends. Nothing else in life mattered. Just let that sink in. Think about choosing between a carrot and a cake on a plate. If you know the cake is there, it becomes almost impossible to resist the cake. If the cake isn't there in the first place, however, choosing the carrot isn't nearly as hard. The second thing is it's just as relaxing. This ties in perfectly with the previous point. When we know the cake is there, resisting is really hard. If the cake isn't there in the first place, however, the carrot seems much more appealing. This works the same way with reading/audiobooks. Of course, if we're used to playing video games or other relaxation activities for unwinding time, then reading is going to seem terrible in comparison. If we can break through the plateau of latent potential, however, and make the habit of reading stick, we'll find it's actually just as relaxing as the aforementioned things. In fact, not only is it just as relaxing and fun, but it actually provides more use to our lives than the time wasters because of the third advantage. It's way less addicting. Now, I know that might seem similar to the first 2 points, but what I mean by this is that it's easier to stop reading or listening to audiobooks than scrolling through Snapchat. This is because the way Snapchat and other medias are designed is to capture our attention. The developers do everything they can to make the most flashy and clickbaity titles they can muster. Oftentimes, when we sit down just to check our notifications, it turns into a 2-hour fiasco. Trust me, I know for certain. This doesn't happen while reading or listening to audiobooks. Sure, you can still lose track of time if the book's really good, but the organization of things into chapters and less flashy nature of books makes it much easier to just set down and do other things. Now, the next thing is it opens up our love to do the truly important things. To tie in with the first 2 points, once we have fixed our dopamine levels through switching our relaxation techniques, doing anything that's actually important in life is infinitely easier. The time opened up to us when we aren't scrolling through Instagram for 3 hours a day is truly monumental. So now we know the benefits that come from reading and listening to audiobooks instead of other relaxation activities. We should talk about the book series I think you should get started with. The Stormlight Archives is an upcoming fantasy epic being written by Brandon Sanderson. If you like The Lord of the Rings, it is on the path to being of similar scale to that of Tolkien's epic. While it is not even close to the same level right now, with only 4 books in the series so far, Brandon has been quoted to say that the series itself will be 10 books long. Considering how long each book is individually, this is massive. The Stormlight Archives takes place on the massive continent of Roshar, a land battered by reoccurring storms of epic power called high storms. We begin the series focused mainly on the lands of Alethkar and the Shattered Plains, but frequently visit other far-off places for brief moments throughout the series. The 3 main characters we follow are Kaladin, Shallan, and Dalinar. Kaladin, the son of a master surgeon, starts his journey as a slave headed toward the Shattered Plains. He is put in charge of a bridge crew on the front lines of the Alethi conflict with a new hatred of Light Eyes and a determination to enact revenge for a secret revealed later on. Shallan, a quiet, soft-spoken Vaden girl who likes nothing more than to sit for hours and read or draw in her sketchbook. On a quest to save her family from crippling debt, she finds herself in the city of Kharbran in an attempt to become Jasna Kolin's ward, a position that could save her family from destruction. Dalinar Kholin, a prominent Alethi general, hell-bent on discovering the secret behind his brother Gavilar's murder at the hands of the Parshendi assassin in white. After having visions from the Supreme God or Almighty, Dalinar must question his own sanity and figure out how to bring the Alethi Empire back to its former glory. In my opinion, it is these three characters, as well as the other plethora of fantastically written side characters, that make the Stormlight Archives the Stormlight Archives. It's truly remarkable what Brandon Sanderson is putting to paper, and I think everyone should give it a try. If you start your reading journey with this series or continue along with it, I really truly believe that switching from time-wasting activities to activities that will help us do things with our life will be infinitely easier. Thanks so much for watching the video, guys and gals. I hope you enjoyed, and make sure to like and subscribe. If you like the content and you haven't checked it out already, be sure to check out my video on nutrition as well as note-taking, because it is quite related to this video, to be honest. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and as always, bye-bye!